Hello and welcome back to Bramley Farm, where we build a farm and grill. On today's episode, we're going to be going through my morning routine. So today, it's a lovely sunny Sunday. We've had a bit of a lazy lion. It's about 7:30 in the morning. So yeah, let's go and do the chores with me with a cup of tea. So it's been a while now since we finished lambing. All that craziness has come down. Getting back into the more routine tasks of looking after the chickens, the ducks, and the allotment. I'll give you some updates on what we're doing here. It's definitely spring. Spring has sprung. Everything's hitting myself on all the wood. Spring has sprung. Hit myself again. Sorry about that, guys. So Sunday is generally move day. So I'll give you a quick update on the chickens. Go put my cup of tea down somewhere safe. So the dog still absolutely loves playing with the chickens. So we've got to check their water first. Check their water level. I did it last night, but just to make sure it's all clean. There we are, nice. And we got to fill up their food. I generally put enough in just for a day, because otherwise they get a bit fat. Ow! Pets my finger. I was just feeding this up full every day, but it meant they were eating it every day. I did a quick Google and they should only be having about 100 grams of chicken layers. So that's what I'll do. We have upside down, we've got country, just simple layers pellets. And it turns out I've got one of these disposable cups. 3 of those makes around 1 kilogram. Look at them all waiting for their breakfast. Look at the size of that poo. Whopper. Absolute whopper. So I've been putting grass cuttings in here in piles for them to just give them something to do, give them something to rummage and get used to scratching. And when I first started, they had no idea what to do with the piles. They just left the piles untouched for about 2 days. But now they're getting the idea of it and they're scratching it in nicely. It is move day, so it means we got to move their mobile house. So we put that in. We close the door up. This is now ready for moving, and we're just going to move it one way to the front, and I'll show you why. So we move these on Sunday just because we've got a bit more time. Not really much goes on, or don't plan much on Sundays, but during the week this does not happen. So it's just a case of doing the food, checking the water. It takes about 4 minutes I've worked out. I'll put the step back for them, open the door, and that is 1 chicken coop moved. And the reason why we do it is it's got a grated floor, so at night a lot of their manure falls through, and then I move it forward so it doesn't all build up in one go. I'll show you exactly what I mean here. So this is where they were. This square here, this is full of I call it chicken dust powder. It's just feather powder, their poo, all this good stuff, and now it gives them space to scratch that in with the rest of whatever is in here. So that is the chickens done. Now on to the ducks. Today I'm going to let them out actually, but I'm going to show you what we would be doing. This is the final version of the duck house. It's fully movable. I'll move them as if it's another day, and then I'll let them out, okay? So they're looking for their breakfast. They're very noisy. We'll fill up their water in a bit. Remember, because it's on wheels, it's easy just to pull forward. Oh, I'm actually in the garden bed, which isn't helpful. Messed this up for the video. I've gone off-roading. But not a problem, we'll pull it over here. That's better, right. Obviously, because I'm filming, it hasn't gone quite to plan. But as you can see, it's so easy to move and get back into position. Where are we? There we are. we're now safe. I got a little close and that fell into there, but we're out now. So 2 fixed wheels at the back and 2 movable wheels at the front. Means we just pull it forward, and again, that's just so they're not in the same poo every day. So we went up there, we've come back down, and now we've gone this way. So that was yesterday's muck. We'll wash that with a hose at some point, once a week, not religiously every day, but we pull them forward, and now there'll be a nice fresh grass. But it is Sunday, and it's a treat for everyone, so I'm going to let them out. Just a reminder for those who are new to the channel, we just give them layers pellets, the same as the chickens. 1 cup in the morning, 1 cup in the afternoon. And I did a purpose and quick built duck feeder. A little bit of guttering, capped with some wood, and a few holes in the bottom so all the water goes through. And it seems to be working very, very well. Because they're out all day, I'm not going to give them any oyster shell or egg shells. Hopefully they'll be around eating all the snails and the bugs and getting their calcium through whatever they pick up. So the ducks are done, the chickens are done, and now it's time to go and see the lambs. I'll introduce you to the 2 that we bottle feed that are pretty much dogs. I just got to go and get the supplies. My kitchen, where the magic happens for the lamb. So making up some lamb milks. They're still being fed 3 times a day. So we've got the lamb lac, we've got a protein shaker or a mixer, scales. So they're on 3 feeds a day, so I need to do 80 grams of powder, just over 300 ml of water, shake it up, put it in a fancy bottle, and we'll go down and feed them. They've always had cold water, so they don't gorge. Sounds a bit mean, because obviously they would much prefer warm milk, just like what they get from their mums, but they don't have a mum, they have me, and I'm not going to give them warm water. 80 grams. In, I think, about a week and a half, I dropped them down to feeding them twice. And I've got a bucket that I've bought specifically for it. I've just not used it yet, so I'm not really sure how that works. But we'll see that in a coming video. One done. Basically smells like a vanilla protein shake for all of you that have ever done protein shakes. It makes it far better. I don't know why they can't do that in the old protein shop, but hey ho. Lamb milk creation completed. Right, we've also got this fancy dancy gadget, gizmo gadget, that saves time. It is a rack for the fence, and it has saved loads of time. So we chuck that one in there, chuck that one in there. We close it up, and then we can hang it on the fence and walk away from them. So now the lamb milk is done, we need to also go get the ewe-nuts, get some water. Water is the only actual chore that I got to do here. We haven't got water piped down or connected down there, so every day, especially in this hot weather, got to fill up the water, which is a bit annoying, but it is what it is. What's this? For those that have been here a while, you remember the famous orange buckets. For those that haven't, I use orange buckets. So they normally get through quite a lot of water, but I'll take 1 bucket down in the morning, and when I go down at lunch I'll take 2 more, and then 2 more in the evening. That seems to work well. So off to get the ewe feed. So I use this little blue bucket to put the ewe feed in. You have 200 grams per ewe in the morning. I got 10, so that's 2 kilograms. So I've just got some bog standard ewe nuts, and then 200 grams each in the evening. So bog standard ewe nuts. I've got a mark in here just to make it nice and easy. See how many we need to give them. And we're still giving them ewe nuts because The lambs are between 4 and 5 weeks old. That's about right. About 4 or 5 weeks old, and they're going through. Yummy. The dog's eating duck poo. Nice. The ewes are at their maximum milk requirement, so just making sure that the ewes have got all the energy that they need to produce it. But that's, to be fair, this is where most of the cost is. This stuff I get through. I've only got 10, and I get through. What does the bag last? 5 days? No. 2, 4. Yeah, 5 days. Bag lasts 5 days, and it's £12 a bag. So, yeah, it's quite a lot of money actually just doing this. Now I'm going to need all the hands possible. This is what we need to go and do the old sheep. So, come along with us. Us, it's just me. Come along with me. So, here are the berries. If you've been watching the lambing season, these are the blueberries and raspberries, the two that their mum died. She's gone. I am keeping them. It's a girl and a boy. You'll see that they follow me like a dog, which is good because I'm planning on keeping them. They're very tame, very friendly, which is beneficial when I come to give them injections, do health checks, and just to be fair, generally not a lot easier to have a sheep that comes to you than runs away from you. I'm not an experienced sheep farmer, but I think that is the case. Yeah, they're happy just to follow along. Yeah, one's a girl, one's a boy. The boy's castrated. He's going to be the only sheep pet that I'll have. I just can't put him in the freezer. That means, look, let's just blend. Oh, a lovely view. She's bigger than Luna the dog now. Luna the dog. I just told you the other's names are raspberries. Anyway, here are the wild bunch, chilling in the morning shade. Let's go and feed them all. Look at them. Look at these just chilling. Yes, you want your breakfast. I got it. My gizmo gadget thingy-mabobby allows for that. So I've hung it on the gate. They're both taking nicely, which allows me to go do the other chores. So let's go feed the ewes. They've still got their mineral buckets out. Yeah, mineral buckets, that's for the ewes and the lambs to keep them in top condition. And the ewes still love their food. Come on, sheepy, 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 sheepy. Oh, there's just a few more of them to get in the way now. See if they finish, because the girl bullies. Right, the girl's bullying the other one. Come on. Yes, I know, little boy. The bossy girl is taking your milk. Wait, get away, get away, get away, get away. Wait, you bully. Get up. Get on. You won? Or have you missed it all? Ah. Whilst they're distracted, I'll go all the way down there and get the water that I couldn't carry up. So, chances are, these little babies will follow me. But we'll see. So we're due for another heat wave, I think, coming up. Which means more water chores. On a normal day, the sheep don't drink too much to get most of the water from the grass that they eat. But in heat waves, it's about 25 degrees here in the UK. Not quite not as simple as that. Hello, mister. You've escaped. They escaped through here. They squeezed through this bit here, between the gate and the post. I'm just going to give them their water. Still enjoying the energy buckets. Aha, this is Peach. This one just took a big interest, coming and getting a chest rub when she was younger. So that's 3 that we're keeping that are relatively comfortable coming over, which makes health checks, etc. nice and easy. One's eating the tripod. Okay. Alright, munch. And here's the berry. Right, so that's most of the mandatory chores that we do every day. So chicken, water and feed, ducks, water and feed, lambs and sheep, water and feed. Because it's Sunday, it's just time to do a few little other chores. Now, yesterday I seen one of these lambs got out into one of our other paddocks, and there's a slight hole in the fence. So this morning, whilst I'm in the motivated zone, I'm going to go get some tool supplies and fix that, just so they don't accidentally escape there when we're not around. The smallest of holes. I guess they've got all day to mess about and find gaps in what you're trying to do, but I've kind of put it together now. But there was a hole here, and they just squeezed through there and got into that field. So I'm going to go and get some pins and just, well, I mean, it's a complete mess. Look at this. Trying to attach it with some logic to the post so they don't escape again, and then I will call it the day for the morning chores and go enjoy a nice coffee. So I am armed with a hammer and some U-shaped nails. These here, just for fencing, only small little ones. So basically, what could go wrong, eh? So what am I trying to do here? I want them to not get out, but also not gouge their eyes on all these stray wires. So, I mean, the obvious answer is, why don't you just rewire it? Well, time, I guess. It's in the plan, just not the plan for now. It's a horrible piece here. We can put that down. And that almost looks lamb-proof. Right, that's that. Job done. Oh no, remember I said over there that the two berries escaped to see me in the morning? That was on the basis that none of the others do. But it would seem we now have 3 in that field, so that suddenly bumped up to a higher priority there, and there's one there. So look at that beauty. Basically a professional fencer now. But no, on a serious note, that'll hopefully just stop them easily pushing through and escaping into there until I got more time and money to redo those fences. So let's go back. Now that the animals are done, high priority is done, let's go back and have a look at the vegetable plot. Quick update. I said I'm going to take this topsoil off. Didn't. Doing stuff in the house. Life gets in the way, yada yada yada. You know the score. But I did manage to come and weed the potato patch, so have a look at this beauty. 2 rows of potatoes, row 1 and row 2. This row I planted half a potato, so a full potato. They'll have eyes on where they're starting to sprout. You rub them all off, apart from one, on each half, cut it in the middle, you've got 2 to grow. Doop, 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 done. On this side, I kept the potato whole, rubbed all the other eyes off, left one, planted it, little experiment to see how we're getting on. And every single one of the halves have come up, and almost all of the holes have come up. But as you can see visibly, that looks like a row of potatoes. This has got varying successes. This one's big, this one's small, this one's just come out, that one's just coming through. But on this side, uniform. Doop, 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 doop. It won't be long now, actually. So I've got to start hilling them up. Let's take this one as an example. This is the biggest one. The potato's about 6 inches down. The stem grows from the potato, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing, but the potatoes will only grow where there's soil. So the plan is to come in and move this soil onto that potato. So as the stem grows, you're mounding the soil up, which means that the more soil in the mound, the actual potatoes grow within the fluffy soil. So this side is going to be easier because they're all about the same size. This one's not going to be easier, but I guess I can just do a bit here and there. So that's exciting. My fountain of knowledge source called Google tells me you can get about 5 potatoes per potato planted. I planted 32 times 5, 150 plus 2, 160 potatoes. Quite a lot of potatoes, but that's only if That's only if they're not like tiny and a waste of time, but we'll see, we'll see. This bed has been resting since you've probably seen it last. I actually am planting seeds in this tomorrow, so that'll be an exciting update. Just got to rake it all flat and then start planting. We've got a heat wave coming next week. I'm just going to plant directly outside. None of this planting in trays on the windowsill stuff like probably professional and correct people do. It's just going straight in the mud and hoping that the weather does the rest. Yes, the dogs walk on it. Yes, the cats poo in it. And yes, the ducks go in the muddy areas. But I'm trying to keep it looking as nice as possible. So that's the garden update. Let me give you the compost update. Ooh, compost. How exciting, everyone says. I know, it is. Now, what's exciting is that I've been putting the straw with the chicken poo in here. So now I've got grass clippings, chicken poo, straw, sheep poo. I'm just adding to the biodiversity in there. And it's really starting to look like compost now. It's breaking down. The issue I was having is that the inside wasn't wet enough. So I gave it a proper nice oh, hot. So that is really, really hot in there. So if I just dig a bit out, it hardly smells. It's actually starting to smell like mud, which is pretty cool. And it's really, really hot. So that is what it's breaking down to. Nice ball of mud. So the key, if your compost isn't working, guys, not working. So see this bit here? This bit's really dry. The bottom bit, which is wet, is hot, but this is dry. You can see that it's getting powdery and grey and flaky. So that's not wet enough. Whereas this bit over here, that's quite warm, even though it's on top, which is quite surprising. But that's obviously not, well, you can tell the difference. See, so water, water, water. And considering we've got the heat wave coming up, well, the old hose pipe is out here. But another week and I'll turn it and I'll water it at each stage. So that's exciting. So that will be going on the allotment end of this growing year. Actually, once, because I'm only using soil what was already there, I've done no amendments or anything. I'll see what I can grow. Once that's done, chuck compost on and we start the cycle. I've not collected any duck eggs. That is the staple of morning chores, is to get the almost guaranteed 3 duck eggs every single morning. Whoa, look at these beauties. So there we have it, guys. There is a quick tour of the allotment, the garden, and a follow around with the morning chores. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one.